We have everyone present except for Legislator Muldrow. So I'd look for a motion to approve the minutes of June 10th.
I'll move it.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Did anybody have any questions? Thank you. You have a report there from Water and Sewer. I'd also like to take a couple minutes to introduce Kevin to everyone. Kevin has been drinking from a fire hose for the last couple of weeks and doesn't have a report, but if there anything that you want to mention or questions for anybody?
No questions. I do want to just say that every person that I've met thus far has been absolutely fantastic. The guys that are on my crew and everybody else has just been very helpful and very welcoming. Nice place to walk into. So I appreciate that.
Okay, well, welcome aboard and you have my phone number if you need something.
Got it.
All right. The gentleman always takes the longest tonight. Brian Soper, you're up next.
I have nothing to add to my report. I do have two resolutions though.
I'll suggest that we bundle the resolutions, if you don't mind. Let's have a motion and then we'll have the discussion.
I'll move PW 1 and 2.
I'll second that bundle.
Second, go ahead, Brian.
They're both funded through the Bridge New York program. One is Dunning Ave and one is the bridge over North Division Street that we've applied for the last 5 years that I've been here. We finally got funding on.
That construction would be next summer, right?
Correct.
Any other questions for Brian? Was all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carrie. Thank you. All right. Kirst. Go ahead.
Good evening, everybody.
Yep.
You guys got my report. The only thing I will give an update on is the little landslide that occurred down in Locke. I was down there today. Groundwater actually ceased running from the bank and it hasn't moved since it happened. So it kind of seemed to have found its own place at the moment. Who knows what the winter and what the rest of the summer is going to do. We go out weekly just to evaluate. We have some survey states, reference points out there that we set and nothing's moving. So I'm happy to report that.
That was all on private land?
It's all private land. Yep, the guy was great. Talked to him today. He just lets us go back there and check it as needed. So it's not really doing anything to the stream. It's not backing water up. So far, so good. So happy to report on that. Weed boats be in Cayuga Lake probably next week. So if anybody's asking, we haven't heard anything about any weeds growing significantly this year. They've been pretty far behind schedule because of the cold spring we had. But if anybody asks, we'll be at Cayuga Lake next week.
Any other questions for Doug?
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other business for this committee? Nice motion to adjourn. The second. All in favor?
Wow.
Thank you.
To JPS, as long as we got a good thing going here.
I object.
Do it.
So call JPS order. Members present, myself, legislators McNabb Coleman, legislator Nightingale, legislator Strong, and legislator Vitale, all here and accounted for. First order of business would be to entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the June 10th meeting.
Move it. Second, Park.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That is carried. As far as appointments go, there is no appointments for the committee to be presented to the full legislature at the July 22nd meeting. So there'll be no appointments this month from this committee. First off, we usually have 911. I don't see a representative here from.
He does plan to attend. Ben is coming.
Okay, we'll circle around and come back when he gets here then. Skip over them. Start it off, then we'll go with assigned council, Mr. Price.
Good afternoon. You have a report, nothing out of the ordinary outside of there. If anybody has any questions.
I just want, I know kind of you had mentioned last month in regards to the family court assignments, it was a little busier.
I'm not certain. I know Mr. Hoskins was here last month.
Right, he did, was going to mention, but I just didn't know if you were still seeing an uptick in appointments from the family court.
I don't think we've moved above where we were last month. I unfortunately don't think we're seeing a.
We haven't seen a decline yet, we're still in the up. All right, thank you. Anybody else, anything from Mr. Price? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
District Attorney.
Good evening. I don't have any updates and I don't have any resolutions, but I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Emergency Services, we don't have Riley on. Probation, Mr. Thomas.
I have one resolution. Here. That's for, we've seen an increase in our give cases and GPS monitoring is part of our model. And we were allotted, I think, $13,000 in the grant, but I only budgeted like 5,000 because from last year's numbers, but we're exceeding those numbers now. So we're going to get reimbursed the money. We just needed a budget adjustment just so we can use that money.
I'll make the motion so we have a discussion.
Second. Second. Yeah. Discussion.
So I just want to understand a little better. Tyrone is so you get the $13,000 grant, but only budgeted 5,000. Will the reimbursement come from the 13 or will we get more than the 13?
It'll just be the 13. So right now, like we voucher out quarterly but we only used about $2,000 last year. So.
Oh, thank you. That answered it very well. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Just a couple updates, just about a couple things that I've been looking into. So there's a law that allows us to collect supervision fee on DWI probation cases. We have never collected this, nor has it ever been collected here as far as I know. Been doing a little research. I talked to county attorney a little bit about it, just trying to figure out if people didn't pay it, how would we go about getting it? I've done a little research with that and it looks like, we can file a civil judgment if not paid, but other counties seem to think that they get this paid more than they don't. So it's something that I'd like to look into further. It would just be something additional that we could receive. Another thing.
Question.
Okay, yeah.
Stupid question, but it's okay. So if they pay it, could their probation end sooner?
No.
Yeah, by the
I thought just a little incentive might help.
But you wouldn't be eligible for an early discharge if you haven't paid it. So. So I will continue to look through that and try to figure out if this is something actual feasible for us to do. And then I'll bring it back.
Legislator Nightingale.
But you actually just answered my question because I wondered if you were preparing us for a resolution and would bring a resolution forward. Consideration around it.
At some point, like, I just want to make sure we have all our ducks in a row before we do it. But it's, at least other counties are doing it. And so they're sending me some stuff on that.
Okay.
The last thing is, we also could charge, or at least other counties have done this, is we spend about close to $5,000 in drug screens. And when people are sentenced to probation, they pay a one-time $50 drug screen fee. Counties have gotten away with this by just creating a local law. So it's something else that other counties are going to send me what their local law verbiage says, but this is just something to help offset the cost of what we're spending for drug screens. So I think that's all I have. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
How much do drug screens cost us?
We're spending about $5,000 for the year. And
I mean, obviously, I assume they're more than $50 after.
a cup is like $5 or something.
Oh, okay.
It's like $5, but in the term of probation, like could be 3 or 5 years or 6 or 10, depending on the charge. There could be, you get several drug screens depending on your behavior.
Good way to put it.
So once I get that, I'll probably at least kind of run that up the flagpole here too. Any questions on my report itself?
About anybody else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, just want to circle back to Riley.
Apologize for tardiness here, but I'll be brief as possible. You all have my report. I have no resolutions this evening. However, I did just want to highlight underneath responses, I had 70 calls year to date. Just the last 7 days, we've been dispatched 9 times out of the office, including 5 potential or working structure fires. And within that, I want to recognize not only the men and women of the fire service in this county, but in particular, the members of the Fairhaven Village Ambulance Corps and Fairhaven Village Volunteer Fire Department who performed life-saving measures and saved 2 elderly people that were trapped in a house fire on the morning of July 3rd. So I think it's important to recognize those individuals, and there will surely be more following that. That made 5 separate structure fire calls just over a very busy weekend, including and ending with one at 5 o'clock this morning in Poplar Ridge. So beyond that, report is in front of you. If there's any questions, by all means, I'm here.
How does recruitment look like for local fire departments? Is it still very low in terms of volunteer?
We're following national trends in the sense that recruitment in a whole is relatively poor because at some point we have kind of pumped the well dry, so to speak. We can tap into local resources like high schools and try and get those that are coming of age or people that are moving into the area to start them young or start them fresh. But ultimately, we are still seeing where overall recruitment levels kind of remain stagnant. We still were capable of getting a basic exterior firefighting operations course off the ground. We're required by New York State to have a minimum of 10 in order to run that. I believe we ended with 20 plus registrants, which is great. But again, we're following national trends where they tend to be very much on the younger side of volunteers, where you can start taking those classes as early as 16. You're still not permitted to become a interior firefighter until you've hit 18 years of age in the state of New York. But as far as recruitment goes, it's it's pretty stagnant, it's pretty steady, but at the same time, each department has their own approaches in many regards to that. It's not a great answer. We follow national trends, but that's the answer that we've got at the moment.
Thank you.
It's the reality of the recruitment of volunteer fire service today.
Right. We've participated, or a number of departments have participated in the State Firemen's Association, or FASNY, does a Recruit New York drive every April. Many departments have actually edged away from participating in those because there's just not a lot of contribution. People come and check out the trucks, let their kids crawl over them, but might leave with an application and then never be seen from again. Or once they find out the reality of the number of minimum hours that's required to be certified as exterior, interior, and timelines, jobs, socioeconomic factors, that all can dissuade people on occasion.
That is,
Order otherwise.
job well done to the folks from Fairhaven.
Absolutely. It came in as a house fire with entrapment, and first arriving units managed to get 2 elderly people out of that structure and into awaiting arms there. So the ambulance and later on the Red Cross. So my hat's off to everybody who worked on these structure fires in 90+ degree weather. It certainly doesn't make it any easier.
Training in the system works.
Same point on that. If nothing further, thank you, folks.
Thank you, Robin. Sheriff.
Good afternoon. The only update I have relative to my report, state-ready inmates in our custody, we were able to get rid of 10 of them. So we did get those to state docs. Finally, they took a few. So we're down to 13 from 23, but they did take 10 last Wednesday. So that's an update on the report. But I don't have any other updates other than that. Happy to answer any questions. And I do have one resolution.
Just one question, Chip. Accreditation for the roadside, is that similar to what the jail went through?
It is, however, it's a little bit different in that the state of New York actually sets the standards and does the assessment. And they're going to be doing that, as I said in my report, next week. So they'll be doing that assessment. Hopefully we'll have our road patrol accredited as well.
Anybody, anything else for the sheriff? If not, we'll do a resolution.
But
Motion, have a second for JP3?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
I do have a
Oh, I'm sorry.
general
I
question.
had a question too.
The resolution indicates that because of salary line savings, we're able to afford using this salary range for those who come in with experience. And that's true even with the large amount of overtime we've been using because of being down so many deputies in the jail.
So our overtime is significant, and I believe that it is going to be more than the actual salary savings. We've had a number of hospital details that have really eaten up a big chunk of our overtime budget, and certainly being short that many people has really had some strain on that. So we do have significant salary savings in the salary savings line, but our overtime budget is significantly over. We'll be working on that with our legislative members that are going to be participating in the budget meeting with me tomorrow. We'll be discussing that, and certainly I'll be reporting on that at the next Ways and Means meeting when I do my report. But yes, so there's not salary savings that would offset the amount of overtime due to all of the hospital details and everything that we've been tasked with. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
But in that line itself, there is significant savings.
So prior to doing this resolution, we've never tried this before, have we?
We did in 2022.
Okay,
We did in 2022 when we were having some staffing challenges.
okay,
That resolution had just authorized us to take lateral transfers from local jails. At the time, we weren't considering any state corrections officers. It's a similar resolution. It's
Okay.
just added the state correctional officers. And just like last time, there's a sunset clause in this resolution to the end of the year. It's my hope, we're losing people faster now than we can hire them, but it's my hope that we can fill in a few gaps with this resolution and it would sunset. Certainly if there would be some benefits at the end of this to try to continue doing that, I would come back, but this one does sunset at the end of the year.
Yep, that's fine. That's my question.
I guess I gotta refer to council. Do I need to re-vote since we had discussion after I took a vote?
No, it was a friendly discussion.
All right.
Kind of friendly. Kind of friendly.
The amendment.
Anybody else? Anything for the sheriff?
Friendly Fred, hopeful Heidi.
I think perfect.
All right, thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
I just like Tom looking at
I
me.
guess we'll,
Waiting for that.
next up, Deborah Dennis, stop DWI.
Thank you. Just a couple of additions to my update, and if anybody has any questions. I just want to thank those of you who went to the Stop DWI Day at Falcon Park. I know Legislator Winslow was there as well as the Sheriff's Department, the City of Auburn Police Department, as well as the District Attorney's Office. It was a very, very, very hot day. So thank you for sticking it out. I've been in touch with the manager and she's invited me and whoever else to come back and kind of set up again because the attendance wasn't really high because it was so hot, even though it was a doubleheader. So their last game of the season is July 27th. I'm hoping to do something maybe the week, one of the weeknights before then, maybe a cooler night. So I'll keep everybody posted on that, just do maybe a smaller version of what we did last time. I do have lots of shirts left over and actually was able to order some additional sizes because we had a lot of requests for the larger sizes. So I'll be picking those up this week. And also speaking with promotions, about promotions, we'll be meeting with Finger Lakes Local Media Group tomorrow to work on some radio advertising for late summer and holiday promotions to promote Stop DWI and what we do here in the community. Very good. So that's all I have.
All right.
Thank
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll circle back to Ben, 911 system.
Sorry about that. I was told we were second, so I thought it was safe.
Oh, we were.
That was a cheap lesson.
So just a couple of quick things other than the report that Denise together. There was a electrical issue at the backup site. Due to there was a power outage last week and not everything powered back on correctly. I just got information as I was on my way here actually that it is up and running again. Tom just needs to go down tomorrow probably and power everything back up, and then the Motorola is going to do what they need to do and should be back normal operations. One resolution this month, speaking of the backup center, the UPS is at its end of life, so it's not covered by the old vendor. There was a new vendor found, Uber. We're just looking to sign one year contract with them.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion for JP one.
I'll move it.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. I just got a couple questions for you, Ben.
Sure.
On the staffing, in the report, that you got some backgrounds, does that mean that they're in the class, you have dispatchers that have started?
Yes, I mean, actually,
That class is for them, their orientation or training for new dispatchers?
yes,
Started yesterday.
one had orientation yesterday. I actually just worked with her today. I do a lot of the training. So she's officially started. She's actually on floor shadowing right now, observing. So she's in the process of going through the training.
And along with that, since you be new supervisor starting August 1st, is that going to get us up to our full complement?
So get us up to our full complement of supervisors, about 4. We have 1 right now. Those 3 will all be promoted on August 1st. That'll give us full complement of supervisors.
That's good news. So we got spots filled there that are necessary. So
Absolutely.
anybody, anything else for Beth?
I have something for the sheriff if you are done with 911. When you're done. Are you done?
Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to tell the sheriff, I would just want to commend all the officers that were on site for the fireworks. You guys, they did a really good job. It's so organized and they were so friendly and patient with everyone and it just went seamlessly. So
They do a great job up there. Riley's very actively involved with the planning and taking care of that night as well as, you know, Doug Della Street. There's a number of agencies that are, so, but they really got that down and they do a good job. I
oh,
appreciate
yeah,
that.
no, it's very good. And thank you, Riley, too. And I will make a mention at the next committee too about it too.
And 911, I don't want to forget 911. They did
Yes.
a great job helping us with that too. So very, very good job.
Sounds like a great team effort and good to hear.
Over here.
All right. What else for 911 or anybody else? Any other business come before this board?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion a second? All in favor?
I.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.